morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Yesterday was a lot. It was all the things all at once. Good morning. Good morning, Jared. Good morning, Numbers. Good morning, Crystal. Good morning, Other People's Drama. Good morning. Yesterday was all the things. All the things all at once, all happening at the same time. That jury did not come to play, okay? Good morning, Quizzical Girl. That jury did not come to play. They went in that jury room and said, we're going to wrap this up, okay? Maybe let's get a little lunch. I did want a little pasta. They said we was having pasta today. Let's eat the pasta, and then let's get out of here. The jury said, I don't have time. I don't have time for this mess. Let's get up out of here. Let's get up out of here. What we doing? What we doing? I could just imagine. I just feel like they walked in the jury room and everybody sat down and everybody looked around at each other and they went, so, football's on in 3 hours. We got to get out of here. We got the Cowboys against the Eagles. It's time to go. Everybody ready? Everybody good? Let's get out of here. Listen, we're going to start from the beginning, but I said 2 hours. I said 2 hours. They was done in 3. And I feel like 3 was they was sitting around chit-chatting, saying, because, juries, I have been on the jury, and you really don't be wanting to come back real quick because you feel like they're going to feel like you wasn't paying attention, even though it's like I was paying attention and I don't need to discuss it with these people. So I feel like 3 was just a little extra cushion for the pushing, but they knew as soon as they sat down and closed the doors what they were going to do. This jury did not come to play. They said, we got to go. Football's back. Listen, we're going to start from the time. We had closing arguments yesterday. Georgia did what she was supposed to do. She did what she was supposed to do. She laid it out bit by bit by bit by bit. She used most of her 2 hours just on the regular closing. I thought they would split it up, hour for regular closing, hour for rebuttal, but she knows she didn't need that. She knows she didn't need that. I just need about 5 minutes, maybe 6, to tell these people that what the defense said was just ridiculous. And she didn't even know what the defense was going to say before they said it, but she already knew it had to be ridiculous. Georgia did what she was supposed to do, laid it out bit by bit by bit. And then came the defense. And if you saw the caption to this video, oh, thanks, Miss Parks is in the house. If you saw the caption to this video, then you know that I still don't know what Donna's defense is. Then you know that I am still not sure what their defense is. I listened to all 2 hours, and the whole time I went, so what you saying? Okay, no, you're not saying that. Okay, so what you said? No, that's not what you're saying. Okay, wait a minute. So what you saying is no, nope, that's not what you're saying. You gotta go talk to Emily D. Baker, because I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Good morning, Kim. Good morning, Destin TV. Good morning, Kayoka. I don't know. You gotta go talk to somebody else. I don't know. Was the defense that she talked too much? Did this lady get up there and say, first of all, when she said that, I've been telling y'all that defense cannot stand Donna, right? I could just tell. I could just tell by the way they interact with her. I could tell by the questions they ask. I could just tell they could not stand her. And then that lady get up and be like, my client don't never shut the fuck up. And she can't help it. I said, oh, they hate her. They can't stand her. So it's the defense that she can't stop talking. Then I felt like, oh, okay, no, that's not the defense. The defense is blame Wendy. But then they would kind of back off of Wendy and blame Charlie. But then you can't blame Charlie because you just said on the phone call that the truth came out. He was being extorted. It's just, you got to talk to somebody else. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I don't know what the defense was. I did. My hands are in the air. I have given up. I don't even care no more. It's over. The fat lady has sung, bring in the dancing lobsters. You're going to jail. I don't understand what the problem is. And I thought about this really hard after listening to her closing argument, her defense's closing argument. The problem, the hurdle that she was never going to get over was the why. The hurdle they were never, her and Charlie both, the hurdle that they could never get over was the why. And because if you try to answer the why, you always lead back to Donna and Charlie. Y'all were always going to prison. You know how they say you got who, when, what, where, how, why. You got the who, you got the what, you got the when, you got the how. They can never give a why that did not lead back to them. So y'all were going to jail, point blank, period. Because you tried to blame Wendy, but then they would blame Wendy in a way that led back to Donna. It was so weird. They would be like, well, Wendy knew that the relocation was over, but Donna didn't know. And it's like, why are you saying that? Did you forget you're the defense? You can't say that. That just puts in my mind that, oh yeah, she didn't realize it was over, so she was gonna take him out of there. Like, why? Yes, you're placing Wendy on a pedestal as very manipulative, but nobody was confused about that. Nobody was confused that Wendy set all of this up. Nobody confused that Wendy put the play in. The question is whether or not you set the play in motion. And because you have not answered the why, you're going to jail. You're going to jail. Sorry. I don't know what to tell you. The defense was just so all over the place, which is why I can't tell you what the defense was. It's like they defended so hard against her going to Vietnam. And it's like, okay, even if I believe she's going on vacation, what about the rest of it? You got to give me something. Give me something. Even if there was somebody in there who just was like, I don't want to send this old lady to jail. They gave them nothing. They gave them nothing to even argue about. Like, give me something. It might have been one person and they're like, I don't want to send this old lady to prison. But they didn't give them one good argumentative fact. Not one. Besides, she talked too much. And the fact that they continue to hang their hat on not calling this divorce contentious, is you're always going to lose if you try to argue against the jurors' common sense, right? Like, you're going to lose because nobody likes to be talked to like they're stupid. Okay, you saying that this divorce was not contentious feels like you're trying to slap me in the face. All right, because y'all spent $30,000 to get divorced, and then y'all still were filing motions after that. He tried to call you and your lawyer frauds and get both of y'all disbarred. Seems contentious to me. Because what do y'all think is contentious? I tell you what contentious is. Hiring a hitman. Seems contentious. When do y'all? That's the question that I wish that Georgia would have asked. Like, okay, if this is not a contentious divorce, what do you call one? I mean, she sort of got into it when she was asking her, like, oh, I seen a lot more paper. And Georgia was like, well, if he wasn't dead, there probably would have been a lot more paper, huh? What you think? No? Like, What? That's not a good point. You have to give somebody on your side something to argue with when they go in that room. And they gave them nothing. They gave them nothing. And they didn't even talk about the jailhouse snitches. Which, if you're not even going to talk about them in your closing, what was the point in bringing in the private investigators to bring it back up? I told y'all on, what was that, day 6 or 7? After we heard from the jailhouse snitches, don't bring that up no more. Just let it die, a slow down. Just let it disappear into thin air. Don't ever talk about it again. Then y'all get up on defense and bring up some PIs that talk about the jailhouse snitches again, put it fresh in people's mind on your case, and then you get up in your closing and don't even have an excuse for it. I'm just really tired. Because why? You don't have an excuse for it. So just let it disappear. Just let it float off. Back to yesteryear. Like there was no point in you bringing that up, bringing it to the forefront, and then not even mentioning it on your closing. Thank you so much, Ms. Parks is in the house. Like, the defense was, let's get up there and drive a bus over Wendy, then Charlie, then oh, wait a minute. Thank you for this. Because how dare you? How dare you? Rob ain't did nothing to nobody. He got the hell up out of that toxic household. Okay? He said, he married the person you wanted him to marry. Then he said, I'm not doing that. I'm grown. I forgot. I forgot I was grown. I'm not doing that. I'm going to divorce her, go marry the person I love, and then get the hell out of this toxic household. I see y'all twice a year on Thanksgiving and Christmas. And y'all got the nerve to get up there and say that man has an axe to grind. And then did y'all see Donna roll her eyes a little bit? Did you see her roll her eyes a little bit? Oh, when I say I wanted to wrap my finger around that gray ass hair and thump her in the forehead. How dare you? How dare you? No, that man just actually see what his family's about. And he said, I'm getting the hell out and I'm taking my kids with me. Because these people is crazy. Y'all gonna get up there and try to throw. Anywho, let me finish reading. Because that, And then Rob back over Charlie, not over Jordan. Then the FBI back over Charlie. Then finally said, okay, don't send this old woman looking like a lunch lady to person. Exactly. Thank you so much for the super chat, Miss Parks in the house. Exactly. That's why I don't know what the defense is, because they would start with Wendy. Then they would kind of back off. Then they would go to Charlie, and then they would kind of back off. And that Rob shit pissed me off. And then they would go back to Wendy and kind of back off. And then say they were set up by going to the airport and watching them. It's just like, I have nothing to argue for you. Thank you, Kiki. I have nothing to argue for you. If anybody in this chat ever was going to law school, they will tell you in moot court. First of all, they tell you, Miss Jackie, they tell you when you're arguing, if you got the facts, argue the facts. If you got the law, argue the law. If you don't got the facts or the law, bang the podium. And that's exactly what she did. Why is you up there banging and yelling? Back up. Back. Why is you hollering? Who is you talking to? Back up. So she ain't have the facts or the law, so she banged the podium. Then after that, she gets up there and says that the FBI set her up by doing what exactly? What did they set her up to do? Did they whisper in her ear, Vietnam? You should go to Vietnam. You know who don't got extradition? Vietnam. And then she just popped in her head, you know where I should go? Vietnam. Shut up. Shut up. The other thing, if you don't have the facts, the law, you got to bang the podium. The other thing you have to do is give the jurors one thing to hang on when they go back in their room, and you gave them nothing. Thanks for the super chat, Potato. Do you think they're going to bother Rob for 2 more trials, make this entire thing a 20-year deal? How over do you think Georgia is with this? Here's the thing. Let's talk about this, Potato. This is a good question. This is a good question because the question looms, right? The question looms, are they going after Wendy? Because their style has been arrest somebody, convict them, arrest the next person, convict them, arrest the next person, convict them, arrest the next person, convict them. So they've arrested Donna and they've convicted Donna. Next on the docket would seem to be Wendy. I know that Georgia is over it. She's absolutely over it. She's over talking about these people. She's over thinking about these people. But Wendy deserves at least a trial. Now, is it going to be a harder push for Wendy? Sure. But I could at least hold her in jail until we go to trial. I could at least make her feel the inside of prison walls, even if she's acquitted based on reasonable doubt. Because if we're being honest, there is a bit more reasonable doubt in the case against Wendy. No, I didn't know they asked her in the press conference numbers. What did she say? Georgia wants Wendy bad. And I think there's a bit more reasonable doubt in the case against Wendy, but so what? Let's put her on trial and see what we can do. Because if I was on the jury against Wendy, I am convinced beyond a reasonable doubt that she knew what the fuck was going on. Me personally. So, I mean, all we need is 11 other people to be like me. All we need is 11 other people to be like me. I am convinced beyond a reasonable doubt that Wendy absolutely knew what the fuck was going on. Maybe she didn't have all the details, but that does not leave you less part of the conspiracy. Hell, Donna didn't know all the details. That doesn't make you less a part of this conspiracy. I believe 100% that Wendy knew what the hell was going on, but she's smart enough to step just an extra toe outside. But that driving past the crime scene, that bringing that up in the very first interrogation, bringing up that your brother made that joke in the very first interrogation, the fact that Jeff said that TV was broken beyond repair, what the hell is you calling a repairman for? The fact that you pulled past your ex-husband's house where your kids are, where there's police tape everywhere, and you don't even know if your kids are in school. You haven't talked to them. You haven't talked to your ex-husband. You don't know what the hell is going on. And you just gone on to the liquor store. I'm convinced beyond a reasonable doubt that Wendy absolutely knew what the fuck was going on. And I think she can get 11 other people to believe it too. Now, it's going to be, again, like I said yesterday, Wendy is cloaked under the fact that Donna and Charlie are so stuck in their narcissism that they won't testify against her because they still have to hold on to their innocence. And in order to testify against Wendy, they have to come out and say that they're guilty too. So that is one thing that is really cloaking Wendy under the reasonable doubt bucket. Because the rest of them have never contacted Wendy. Wendy's not on no phone calls. Wendy's not on no emails. Wendy's not next to them. Wendy's not anywhere around. And those two are still trying to fight like they didn't have nothing to do with it. So they're the only ones that could put Wendy in it, and they're not going to. But I wouldn't give a damn if I was Georgia. We'll figure it out in trial. We'll figure it out in trial. You know what? I would want Wendy so bad. I would go to Donna and I would say, you know what? We'll commute your sentence to time served if you get up on the stand and tell me what your daughter knew. That's how bad I want Wendy. That's how bad. Actually, you know what? Not Donna, because I feel like Donna is the ringleader. I would give it to Charlie because I feel like Charlie is just a dumb little boy who was doing what his mama told him to do. I would go to Charlie and I would say, listen, we give you time served if you come out here and let us know that Wendy was involved. Because Wendy don't give a damn about you, so why the hell you give a damn about Wendy? And your mama already in jail. And your mama basically told on you too. So I want Wendy. I would definitely want Wendy. And then after we get through with the closing, of course, Georgia gets up there and does her rebuttal when she's like, these people ain't even making no sense. She had 7 minutes and she asked for a little more time, but all she really need to say is, these people ain't making no sense. So we just gonna head back there and vote guilty. Of course, 3 hours later, she's guilty. And that, first of all, anybody that cries with no tears, I be wanting to punch them in the throat. Because I got some tears for you. You're just making all that noise over there for no reason. Shut up. Shut up. You knew you was going to jail the moment you stepped foot in this courtroom. Shut up. Making all that noise. Ain't a tear fall. And you're clear white. If you was crying, your nose would be red, your eyes would be puffy. Shut up. Do not piss me off, Donna. And then, I told y'all. I have told y'all. I don't have the professionalism or the decorum that I should have at my big age and my education level. When Charlie's mom was up there giving her impact statement, and Donna kept doing all those head movements and eye rolling and couldn't have been me. Couldn't have been my mama. That couldn't have been my mama up there giving her impact statement, and I'm seeing a lady over there that had my brother killed. Oh, I'm jumping across the pew. Do you hear me? I'm drop kicking this bitch right in her forehead. Because you're going to sit up here and be still, heifer. Oh, I would be so mad. She just kept... Shut up. Sit up there straight and listen to what my mama got to say. But maybe I'm just a little ghetto. I don't know. When she just kept rolling her eyes, and I know that judge is pissed off. I can't wait to sentence him. I cannot wait to sentence him because I know that judge got some things to say. Okay? Things to say. We got some super chats. Hold on. Thanks for the super chat, Miss Parks in the house. Word on these true crime streets is that they have phone calls and texts with Wendy that we have not seen. Tell me something I don't know. Tell me something I don't know. I believe it. I believe it. Oh, I think they want Wendy bad. Because Wendy thinks she's gotten away with the perfect murder. And I think they're coming for her. But I think they want their case so tightly wound that she can't slip up from under it. Although with me, you only need the evidence you got right now. And I would check the guilty box. But you know, there are people who have not followed this story for 12 years who they're going to put on the jury. And you're probably going to need a little more. You're probably going to need a little more. Thanks, Miss Parks is in the house. We got a 10 from Potato. Yeah, Charlie is fine. He can be annoying ass dentist who calls too many people. Wendy should have been like, oh, y'all are hiring a hitman. How about no? No. Why would she do that? Why would she do that? Wendy was never going to do that. She set herself up. She said, oh, wait a minute. If I back up, if this ever comes out, which I'm going to make it come out, they're going to arrest my mom and my brother. I'm going to get rid of both they annoying asses. And I'm going to get rid of this annoying ass man. And I'm going to be $3 million up. Y'all forgot about that. Wendy got $3 million between his life insurance, his pension, and all of that. She the one who got his kids. I'm $3 million to the good. And I didn't get rid of every annoying person in my life. Why would she say, how about no? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I'm $3 million up. You're not going to ever make me believe Wendy didn't know. And I know she's somewhere shitting whole bricks. Okay. Somebody go look at the airline manifesto, because Wendy's probably on her way to Vietnam. Her goddamn. Is anybody watching the airports? Has anybody looked at the flight logs in the last 24 hours? Wendy's on her way to Dubai right now. Okay? Vietnam by way of Dubai. She done packed them boys up and said, we got to go. Get your shit. Leave that Xbox. We'll buy another one. Get this and let's go. If I was Wendy, I'd have been out of here as soon as I got off that witness stand. But that's just me. See, these people have a level of audacity that I can't even dream of. I can't. Well, flags for what, Colleen? She's not, unless they know that, unless she's under arrest or under warrant, or you can't flag me. I can do what I want to do. The same way that Wendy Donna still could have did what she wanted to do, but they just caught her. Listen, Wendy is on the first thing smoking up out of here. But if she's not, it's because she thinks she's got everybody played. And it's because she thinks that she's insulated herself enough that even if they charge her with something, the reasonable doubt abounds. And I think it's a tight fight, unless there is some text messages we don't know about. But I think she insulated herself too much for that. But we shall see. And then the father got up. And listening to Dan's mother talk about how they passed the Markel Act so that his parents would have some access to those boys, and Wendy's still not letting them see those boys. She's so mean. I just think it's so mean. And that's another reason why it points to guilty for me. It's another reason why it points, she knew what was going on. She couldn't wait for it to happen, and she's happy it happened. It gives me, you couldn't wait to get away from this whole family, because there's no way, if I had no idea that my family was going to murder your son, my apology to you for that would be to give you unfettered access to your grandsons, just to show you that I had nothing to do with this. And I'm so sorry. I'd be over there like, maybe I complained a little too much, but it wasn't that deep. I didn't mean for them to take it this far, but here are your grandsons. The fact that you won't let them people see their grandkids, you just the evil son of a bitch. And that's why you next. The fact that you completely wiped that whole family out of those children's lives, like, what was the point of changing their name? Like, that was some disrespectful, evil, mean ass shit. What was the point of changing their name? That was so sad. And when Dan's mother said that's the only boys that would have carried on that last name, because there are families that have all girls, and girls get married. So if you're a man and you got all girls and you're the last man in your family with that name goes away. Those were the only boys that had his name, and you took it from him. That is some mean. I wouldn't even I told y'all I'm a Scorpio. I can get mean. Okay. I am a Scorpio. I can get very mean. That, when people are meaner than me, I be like, damn, you a little crazy. When people are meaner than me, that is a mean I wouldn't even think to do. I wouldn't even think to do that. I wouldn't even think to be like, and I don't even want that name on them. That is so mean to me. Who even thinks of that? I didn't even change my name when I got married because I felt like it was too much work. You think I'm going to change too? Just for the hell of it? I didn't feel like it. Okay? I didn't change my name when I get married because I didn't feel like it. And I feel like going to get a new Social Security card and changing my name in the bar journal. I didn't feel like it. But to change those boys' names, to take that man completely out of their lives, is a evil that I can't even fathom. It's like a Cersei Lannister evil. Like, damn, I have been out-meaned, and I will never be out-meaned again. And then to not give them, that whole family over there. How long y'all think Harvey got? And I don't mean that was crazy. That was a little mean. But I mean, that stress on a 70-year-old, when he was 70, what? 8 years ago. That stress, I don't know, we might be some slow slinging and flower bringing in a minute for old Harvey. Poor him. Harvey is the only one I truly believe had no idea until way after. Like, Harley is the only one I feel like was in the house like, what's going on? What's everybody talking about? Y'all did what? Like, I believe Harvey is the only one who was like, what the fuck is going on? Everybody's crazy. Paul Harvey. You think Harvey knew, MCAT? You think Harvey knew? I think Harvey knew afterwards. I don't think Harvey knew about the plan. I don't think Harvey knew. I think Harvey started to know when they arrested Charlie. I think he had an inkling. You don't think Harvey knew? Dang. That's interesting. Maybe after the bump. I don't think Harvey knew. I don't think Harvey knew for a very long time. But it's like kind of like Rob said. Like, Rob was a little suspicious because he like, okay, we good up there, well-to-do, put together good white Jewish folks, and your son-in-law was murdered in his driveway, and y'all not asking no questions? I think that's when people start to know. When you're not, listen, I grew up in the ghetto. Okay? I have been in the house. I have been in a raid. You know what a raid is? I grew up in the hood. Okay? My door has been kicked in and the police came in. Not once. Okay? More than once. And if somebody is killed in their driveway, we still gonna talk about it. We still want to know. We still have questions. It's still gonna be the gossip for a minute. The fact that y'all had just moved on with something so heinous to y'all who have never had anything like this happen in your life is suspicious in itself. It's suspicious in itself. That's why Rob was looking at you crazy. I love you too, Miss Parker's in the house. That's why Rob was looking at y'all crazy. Because Y'all don't care. Y'all not worried. Y'all not nervous. We're not talking about this. We're not gossiping about this. We're not on the phone all day. Y'all call me so far. Like, then you tell me not to talk to the police. Why are we not talking to the police? You think Donna showed up to Charlie's with $100K in a grocery bag and Harvey didn't know? Touche. Touche. You got me. You got me. Forgot about that. I forgot about that. There you go. But it wasn't $100K, right? Because they were still paying on $100K. I don't know. But yeah, that's very true. Any amount of cash at all. Georgia said, stay tuned. Oh, Georgia wants Wendy bad. Georgia wants Wendy bad. And I can tell by the way she was questioning her on the witness stand. And the fact that they continue to call her a co-conspirator. And if Wendy was smart, she would have said more on the stand. The fact that you tried to be evasive on the stand, because I had said, and I didn't watch her in Charlie's trial, but I have said in this trial that Wendy gave nothing. I felt like she wasn't needed. Like, I just felt like, why is she here? She's not doing anything. She's not moving the needle forward. She don't remember anything. I don't care what she has to say. It didn't push me towards Donna's guilt one way or the other. But she had use and derivative immunity, meaning that they couldn't use anything she said on the witness stand or they elicited on the witness stand against her. But because they didn't elicit anything from you on the witness stand, that's all up for grabs. I'd have said more. And then when they try to use it against me, I'd be like, you had said, yes, Vanessa, but she was playing confused the whole time. I'm like, I thought that's what you asked me. I thought that's what you asked me. So you can't use that now. You can't use that now. That's what you had asked me on the stand. Wendy thinks she's smarter than the average bear, and I feel like that pisses Georgia off. That pisses Georgia off. There is nothing more annoying to an attorney, speaking as an attorney, there is nothing more annoying to me than you lying to me, and I just can't, and you gaslighting me, and there's no way for me to articulate how, like, there's no way for me to get what I need to get. I will listen. I will pay my bottom dollar just so I could be right in a situation like that. I can't stand it. So I know that Georgia cannot stand it. I know Georgia cannot stand it. That she doesn't have, because for all of Donna's defense claiming that it was all circumstantial, I don't think all of the evidence against Donna was circumstantial. I think we had some very direct evidence that Donna knew what the fuck was going on. What are you talking about, Jackie? I think we have some very direct evidence that Donna knew exactly what the fuck was going on. Hence her saying, I think it has something to do with the two of us. Hence saying, we're not going to talk about it on the phone. I'll talk to you in person. And to me, that's very direct evidence, because that's not no shit no regular people who don't know what the fuck's going on say. So we have very direct evidence against Donna. Of course, we have very direct evidence against Charlie. We had all three of them saying, yeah, it was Charlie. Got the money from Charlie. I think all the evidence against Wendy is going to be circumstantial. And it's going to be, and the fact that there are conversations between Charlie and Donna that seem to insinuate that Wendy doesn't know what's going on. Like, that's very clear, insinuating that Wendy doesn't know what's going on. And I think they actually thought that Wendy didn't know what's going on because those two didn't tell Wendy what was going on. But Wendy knew what was going on. And that is pissing Georgia off. But one thing I have found out about these Tallahassee Police Department and this Tallahassee criminal justice system is they not in a rush for shit. And murder has no, excuse me. Murder has no statute of limitations. They not in no rush. They got time on their hands. They'll wait you out. They'll wait till you get good and comfortable. Because, see, Wendy might be on the midnight train to Mexico right now. She gonna come back. She gonna come back. They're gonna let her get real good and comfortable in her routine. And they're gonna pop out on her and say, Wendy Adelson, you're under arrest for conspiracy to commit murder against Dan Markell. And I want to be in the room where it happens, the room where it happens, the room where it happens. I want to see it. I want to see it because she deserves it. She deserves it. And who do those kids go to? Because Harvey ain't looking too good health-wise. So their next of kin would be either their brother, their Uncle Rob, and he don't want her kids. Then it goes to the grandparents. See, because when you're patient, God just sort of looks out. God just sort of looks out. So either the kids go in foster care or they go to them grandparents that you've been hiding them from. Ain't that amazing? Look how that all works out. Wendy absolutely should be arrested. She absolutely should be arrested at least. Hey, I mean, sometimes trials can take 3 years. It'd be like that. It'd be like that sometimes. She absolutely should be arrested for conspiracy to commit murder. She absolutely knew. She absolutely aided and abetted. She absolutely made sure he was going to be where he was going to be when he was going to be there. I do feel bad for the boys, Ms. Parker. I feel bad for all the children in this whole scenario. I feel bad for the Markell boys because I'm not calling them Adelson boys. I don't give a shit. I think that is so mean. They're the Markell boys to me. I feel bad for the Markell boys. I feel bad for Sigfredo and Katie's children. I don't know if they have boys or girls, but like both of their parents are in jail for murder, for life. I feel bad for Charlie's son. Like all of them. Like, y'all just didn't think about none of these kids in the situation that are growing up with parents they'll never see again. It's just... Anywho, we're going to talk about what we're doing next, you guys. Before I get off of here, I think people have been asking me whether or not I'm going to cover the Messiah Harris, Jarvis Butts trial. And I've been on the fence about it, but I think I will cover it because I think Messiah Harris deserves it, even though it's going to make me mad every single day. You know, I don't go out of my way to be upset. It's the reason why I don't I haven't watched the Katrina documentaries because I don't like to put myself in situations where I know I'm gonna be sad. I don't like to do it. And I feel like the Jarvis Butts Messiah Harris trial is going to make me mad every day. Yes, Dust Duff, the OnlyFans model who killed her boyfriend. I want to see what her evidence, I want to see what her defense is. Because, you know, That trial's going to have a lot of audacity. I can already tell. That trial's going to have a lot of audacity. If y'all don't know, the Naziah Harris Jarvis bus trial is a trial out here in Detroit where the girl who was 12, I think it's in 2022, got off her bus in January 2022, got off her school bus and was never seen again. We still have not found her. We still have not found her body, her remains, nothing. Jarvis Butts, who was her uncle, after they did some investigation, found out that he had been molesting this child since she was 11 and she was possibly pregnant with his child. It's just so much. And the text messages in that trial, there's a preliminary hearing that happened, I think, maybe 4 or 5 months ago. And it's just, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it because I want to hear what those aunts have to say. I want to hear what that family has to say. I don't even know what his defense is. I don't understand. I think he's holding out, hoping they'll give him a deal so that he'll tell them where the body is. But you know what? That baby is already gone, and we're not giving you nothing. We're not giving you anything. Ugh, pisses me off. But we're going to do it. We're going to do the OnlyFans trial. I think that starts in a couple weeks. I was going to do the what the heck is it, YNF Melly, but they put him back for 2 more years. That I don't know what they doing over there. Yes, Kim. Everybody in that whole house should be in jail. Let me tell it. Anywho, we're gonna get out of here. Donna is guilty. She's going under. I wonder if she got on the phone last night. I want to know. Somebody go in there and request the jail call from last night, please. Because I want to know what she got on the phone to see. Because apparently, according to her lawyer, she can't shut the hell up. So I know it was good and juicy. Filled with expletives and filled with everything but the blood of Christ. I want somebody to get that jail call immediately. And tell me what Donna had to say. All right, guys, I'm going to get out of here. Thank y'all for checking in with me. We will figure out what trial is coming next, and we will chat. Y'all know I'm always here to talk and have a good time. I hope y'all have a good day. It's Friday. It's the weekend. It's a little nippy up here, though. It's starting to get cold. But we're still going to do apple orchards and hay rides. And you know, y'all feel that Scorpio tingle in the air. It's coming. And you can feel it crawling up your neck. You know, Scorpios is on the way. We on the way. But y'all make sure to like, subscribe, comment, do all the things. I will holler at y'all later. Y'all take care of yourselves and each other. Bye.